Good morning. What's up, guys? Happy Monday morning. Hope we're all having a good one here this morning, kicking off the week strong. Hope you guys all had a good weekend, but it's time to work now. Damn it, let's get to work. How we doing? You are looking at a 2-minute chart. We're going to get started here on the 2-minute chart. Of course, this is MNQ, and we're going to be copy trading some Apex accounts, some take profit accounts, maybe a few, I don't know, we'll see, maybe a Tradeify account or two. Maybe a My Funded Futures account or two. But let's get started here. I'm going to start with Apex and Take Profit Trader. Good morning, guys. How we doing? Pumple? Good morning. John, how we doing, brother? Good to see you. Christian? Man, all the regulars here today. Gaines, how we doing, brother? What's up, big dog? Mario, good to see you. All right, we are 60 seconds out from the close here of this 2-minute bar. And you can see we have a soft bull channel. Right now, what is a soft bull channel? It's a channel with an upside bias. Right now, I come in every day with no bias. But when you're trading price action, of course, the price action can have a bias. So we're going to take a look at that now. Yes, My Funded Futures. You can now use code BIG for the best deal always, baby. Skeeto, good morning. How we doing? Hey, Chris, good morning. Good to see you. All right. 15 seconds out here. Let's see what we get as far as a close. Yeah, for me to do something here, well... All right, that's going to close up as a big doji. So nothing to do there. Okay, now as far as news here, I mean, we're pretty free and clear. We have Trump doing some stuff, reading the South Korean president at 11 Central Time, right? The afternoon, we have a few Fed speakers, but it is not 2022. The FOMC, you know, like the committee members, when they speak, you know, in 2025, we're not really seeing a lot of volatility. So this afternoon, you should be fine. Fed's Logan speaking at 2:15. So we're pretty much free and clear to do as we please. 55 seconds out. Yeah, the 24/7 replay stream, that gets updated every day. So you'll see by the afternoon time, typically, all the trades, all of them, win or lose, don't give a shit, will be on that stream. So you can just, it'll just build over time, and then some will fall off the end, so it's not repetitive. Just a little resource for you guys, if you'd like to use it. Scott, good morning. How we doing? All right, big bull close here. All right, new 2-minute bar. If we can get a small bear body out of this 2-minute bar to kind of fit this look, right? Then I'm going to have to get short. Let's see if we can get that kind of look going here. All right, bears. For me to get an entry, again, I need to see a nice clean bear body. Maybe kind of like this guy, a little smaller though, ideally. Well, let's see if the bulls just turn this into a small bull bar. If they do, there's really nothing I can do here. Again, the soft bull channel, I'm not necessarily looking for breakout attempts until we get very clear, like 3 or 4 consecutive bull bodies that are clearly extending outside of the range and still closing stronger. That's what I would need to see, but here we go. Copy trader engaged. I will get a stop limit sell ready here. See if we can place that. I will place that. We'll give that 15 seconds. That right there is a 15-second setup. Kind of a B setup, so we'll give it 15 seconds here. 5 more seconds. No trade, gotta pull it. Gotta pull it. Next bar here, minute 40 out. Lee, good morning. How we doing? All right, now same idea applies here to this bar. We're 1 minute out. If the bears can step in, take this into a small bear body. The reason I want it small, by the way, is because we're inside of this range. So if it's too big, we're backfilling too much of the range, getting too close to the just 50% zone inside of that range. And at that point, the rubber band is less taut, so to speak. So keep an eye on this here, 37 seconds. All right. Copy trader engaged. Again, if this closes as a small bear body near the low of the bar, I will have to place this stop limit sell and try to get short here. There's the rollover, small bull body, no trade. Next bar here, 2 minutes. You can see here, man, these bulls are really struggling. Pretty damn clear. I just can't have this bear body get too big again, then we pull too deep back into the range. But a close like right here would be within reason. Would be very nice to see here. 42 seconds out. Let's give it another shot here. All right, that's going to close as a doji. Absolutely nothing we could even do there. So next bar here, minute 54. Again, same idea applies here. Let's see if the bulls give it another run. But we're still high enough in the channel that a small bear body would give us an entry here with a stop limit sell to the short side. You know, otherwise there are a few other ideas. It would depend on how this bar develops here. Could also short, you know, I could short a small but relatively strong in relation to the wick bull body, though I'd like to do that less than using just a, there we go. Let's see here, minute 12. Don't get too excited though, bears. I need this within reason, not too low. All right, ATR 15 here on the 2-minute chart. Actually a little lower than we were seeing late last week for this time of day, but that's reasonable. Don't want to complain too much here because, again, hey, it could be 5. All right, 30 seconds out. I will engage the copy trader. Hold it there, bears. And we will get a stop limit sell ready to go in case we can place it here. We'll step it in. 5 seconds. I need a last second adjustment. Highly unlikely we're going to get that here. Get rid of that order. All right, next bar here. Bull's taking another run here at the high. You know, I'll extend this out, but remember, that's always a range, right? All right, now, come on, bears. Give me a small bear body. And we can maybe finally use our stop limit sell order. Copy trader is engaged, 21 seconds out. Stop limit sell, ready to rock. I need that bar to close as a clean, small-ish bear body, but it's got to be near the low. We get a last second adjustment here out of the bears. Unlikely. Not a great close here. Next bar. 30 seconds out. Get a stop limit sell ready if we see that bear body close near the low of itself. As a small bear body, we can finally use this guy here. See if we can place it. Big wick. Doji close, no trade. Next bar. All right, let's clean this guy up as we go. We know that it's there, right? I just like to put out the visual for you guys and then pull it back so we can keep a clean look. All right, we are 30 seconds out here. Let's see how this bar closes up. I have a couple ideas for this bar. If we get a little bit of a stronger bull body, then the soft bull channel is tightening up, and I think I'm gonna have to get long using a stop limit buy. But it's still, I'm not gonna say prefer, but let's see if this does close as a small bear body, which would lead to a different decision. Of course, going short with a stop limit sell. Inside close, you see that? Closing inside of these two wicks. Nothing there. Minute 55 out. A lot of wicks these last 7 bars. Really 9 bars. ATR down to 13, by the way. Dipping a bit here. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see if we get something. All right. 25 seconds out here. Copy trader. Engaged. Ready to go. I will be getting a stop limit sell ready if we get this bear body closing near the low of itself. See if we can get a place. Big wick. Can't place it. Next bar here. Let's see what we get. Minute 55. A lot of teasing going on here this morning. We'll break the ice here soon. Don't you worry about it. All right, 60 seconds here. Now, one thing we do have to be careful of, I mean, remember, we have this channel, right? We have to be careful of this kind of thing happening as ATR comes down. It's at 12.7. Now, I prefer to leave these inside the channel, tiny little nuance lines alone for the most part. But you got to keep an eye on that if we were thinking about getting short. But we're now 26 seconds out, and we have a bit of a stronger bull body. Okay, I'm going to get a stop limit buy ready. Let's see here. And I will place that. I'm going to give that 15 seconds. We're at the high of day, essentially, on this bar. And I need to see quick follow through if we're going to get a fill here. Otherwise, I do not want to participate, because that's betting on a breakout in a range. Pull it. 15 seconds, no fill, no trade. That's betting on essentially a stronger push higher while we're in a range. So if I'm going to take that bet, market damn well better give me quick resolution or I'm not buying. Minute 25 left here. Let's see how this bar develops. All right, 45 seconds here. Let's see if the bulls can actually take over here, take control, and give us a half-decent close. All right, 20 seconds out. Copy trader engaged. And I will get a stop limit buy out and ready. In case the bulls can put something together here. Need to see a nice clean close. Very close to the high, if not growing from where it currently sits here in the last few seconds. Cancel that order, no trade. ATR now down at 12.3, falling. Points and points by the minute. Not really, but it's down 3 points in the last few minutes here. What we don't want is for ATR to dip beneath 10. That is not tremendous here on the 2-minute chart. $58 seconds out here. Let's see. Now, I gotta tell you, while the market does this, it could very quickly change. Okay, don't cement this idea in your head as what I'm thinking, but at this exact moment, I'm kind of looking for any reason to get long. But any reason to get long, is pretty specific. I would need to see either a strong bear body closing near the low now, but inside of the previous curl's wick low, meaning above it, or a not shrinking but even-sized or strong bull bar closing near its high. ATR is absolutely collapsing, though. I got to tell you, I imagine based on last week, we're probably not going to see it this low for the entire stream. I'd imagine it's probably going to pick back up once this channel picks a direction here and volatility comes back in. But I'll be back in a couple of minutes, guys. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back. We are 27 seconds out here from the close of this 2-minute bar. We have a whole lot of dojis in a row. Copy trader is engaged. Let's see if we have to do something. I would need to see this bull body close above. Ideally well above, but above would be good enough. That previous bar's wick. Get a stop limit buy ready here. All right, we will place that. Gotta go one tiny little adjustment. There we go. Give that 10 more seconds, 20 seconds in total. And if we don't get that, gotta pull it. Gotta pull it. No fill, no trade. All right, market's a little bit slow. ATR is 11 here, 11.1. Again, I really don't think that low ATR is going to last. All right, keeping an eye here on this bar. Now, we have to understand that this sometimes a soft bull channel like this can turn into a trading range. Again, which is why I'm only giving these setups to the long side 15, 30 seconds. I need to see fast resolution. I'm not going to, well, 15, 20 seconds. I'm not going to give it the full 30 seconds or even a little bit extra. So I'm really looking for any kind of close well outside, any kind of surprise bar. Surprise does not mean direction, by the way. Surprise, in the context that I'm using it, means size, volatility. 10 seconds here. Inside close, next bar. You see this? Closing inside the previous bar. All right, now we have not seen consecutive bear bodies in 45 minutes. Well, at least 40 minutes. So let's see if we do end up with that again. Still keeping in my head, you know, soft bull channel, soft bull channel, soft bull channel. So for me, this little curl here is the change in terms of decision making. If we saw a bear body closing above that, I'd buy that rollover. If we saw a bear body shoot down and within reason close beneath that, I would see if I could get short with a stop limit sell one tick below the wick low of this bar, right? Let's see if either of those things end up occurring here. Of course, volatility is down. ATR sitting at 11.2. Get the copy trader ready here. Let's see if we can do something. Give this about 10 seconds here. See if we can get a slight push lower. All right, no trade there. Next bar here, minute 45. All right, 60 seconds here. $20 EMA on the 5-minute at 23,561. I repeat, the 5-minute 20 EMA is at 561, so keeping an eye on that. We do have room with an ATR of about 12. Our copy trader engaged here. Keeping an eye on this wick low where my cursor is. See this? This bar here, this wick low. If we can get a bear close beneath there, all of a sudden I have to look to get short. And if we don't, then we're waiting on the next bar to see if we can do something. Inside close, next bar here. Minute 57 out. I run a 10 value on my ATRs on every chart. All my ATRs, I currently run a 10 value. So it looks back 10 bars of whatever the chart is. So there's a 2-minute chart, it's looking back 10 2-minute bars, so 20 minutes. On a 5-minute chart, it's looking back 10 5-minute bars. Alright, let's see if the Bulls put something together here. You guys know what it means if we get a clean close above that previous bar's wick high, right? Alright, 28 seconds out, copy trader engaged. If the Bulls can give us a close, relatively clean, near its high, above the wick high of the previous bar. Then I gotta try to put this stop limit buy to use. Let's see if we get that close. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. Inside close, can't do it. Can't place it. Discipline next bar here, 2 minutes. See that? Inside close, indecisive. And Bulls saying, yeah, I don't know. Holding back on us. Can't do it. Will it work in hindsight? Maybe. I don't care about hindsight. I care about probability around here. Ten seconds here. Currently sitting as a doji. See how this bar turns out. All right, next bar here. All right, let's do it. I'm running a poll. Over under, baby. What do you guys think? Kind of a slow start. So I'm setting the line. There you go. What do you guys think? And that's by the end of the stream, by the way, which is approximately 3 hours in total. And we are 47 seconds in right now. All right, 55 seconds out here from the close of this 2-minute bar. Ooh, I don't know, man. A lot of you guys are taking the under. Over under 5.5 trades here today. My average lately, the past like week, has been like, we had one day that kind of dragged it up. We took 12. I think the average has probably been like 8, maybe 9. 8 or 9 trades per day in the last week or so has been kind of the average. But kind of a, man, ATR is 11.5. I gotta tell you though, I think it's gonna pick up. Well, obviously no trade there on that bar. Big ol' inside close. Next bar here, minute 55. What's the over-under for you guys today? I'm actually very curious to hear average trades per day for you guys. Because, listen, I know most of you guys are probably scalp traders. If you hang out with me every day, you're probably not like a big old swing trader. If you are, hey man, welcome. But you're probably at least taking scalps also, even if you are a swing trader. So I know that number is probably reasonably high. I mean, I got to be honest, 5.5 as the line here for me today, that's low. That's pretty damn low. All right, 58 seconds out here. This bar doing not too much right now. This is going to clean up. This is going to clean up. Don't you worry. All right, let's see here. Set 16, 15 seconds. Copy trader ready to go. If we can get a nice bull close outside of that wick high, I'm going to have to short it. Look for a suck back into the range, but it's already doing that. Rollover, inside close. Big old boring bar. Next bar here, minute 56. One of these bars is going to blow the rest out of the water, be a big old surprise bar, and then it's off to the races for us. Okay, so far the poll here, will I take over under 5.5 trades today? 5.5 trades is the line currently based on the current context of the day so far here. Still have not broken the ice, about 50 minutes into the session here. 55% of you taking the under. Let's see how the day develops. ATR 11.3. All right, 30 seconds out. Let's see how this bar closes up. $15 seconds, copy trader ready to go. I will get that ready. It needs to close above that wick. It's not going to. No trade next bar. Days like today, man. Hey, I mean, trigger finger discipline is I don't know if it's more important, but it's at least equally important to stop discipline and taking profit, like reward discipline, right? At the end of the day, we're kind of all a slave to our own data, right? The reason we get to do this every day is because we maintain good enough data on average for it to still be a good use of time, right? At least eventually, that's the goal. Doesn't, you know, it's not going to be like that early on. Believe me, there were plenty of months, probably at least 2 years, where the data didn't look so hot for me. But eventually you got to get to that point, and then the job for the rest of your life is to just be able to fit into whatever, you know, hole the market has created for you to stay profitable. Keep the data looking as good as you possibly can. It's never going to be perfect, but as long as it's good enough, you're full time. All right, now this little range here is about 20 points wide. 18 and a half points wide-ish. 16 seconds. I don't think we're gonna get anything, man. Nothing there. Next bar here, 2 minutes. That was a dual rollover, by the way. That was both the 5-minute chart and the 2-minute chart closing, and nothing on either chart as far as setups. Nothing at all we can take. All it takes is one bar, man, and we'll be breaking the ice. I like that, bulls. All right, there's a push into the high of day, 60 seconds. Good, good. Finally, one side is gonna contribute to volatility a little bit and say, what is this shit? Back and forth. 10 ATR we're dipping down to. Come on now, they break it out. ATR already back up to 12.5. Let's get that ATR up to 22 and start scalping around. But come on now, bulls. 25 seconds. Copy trader engaged. My cursor is that wick high. That is also the high of day. Now we are inside of a range. However, with this bar, if it does turn into more of a surprise bull bar, closing above the wick high, that is my cursor. 607. Then I will need to try to put this baby to work. Let's see where that closes up. And it will. Got to place it. One tick above that wick high. We're going to give that about 15, 20 seconds. I want quick resolution out of this trade. I'm not going to give it the full 30 because there's so much risk here of this being a range. And we will. We'll get a fill. Let's suck this up. We're going to risk the signal bar. ATR is tight. 12 points. Now, I say we're going to risk the signal bar. Risk is not necessarily the full stop, right? We may be doing some manual managing along the way if it comes to it. Well, let's see what we get here. First trade of the day, breaking the ice. About time. Now, again, with this range, you know, I gotta tell you, it wouldn't surprise me if this trade takes its time a little bit. Can't expect just instantaneous resolution, though it would be nice. Doesn't always happen that way, of course. ATR about 12. Decent little push out of the bulls. Let's see if we can get 3/4 of an ATR at least. Bull's taking us about 6 points in the money. That's about half an ATR, but with the size of that signal bar, gonna need at least 3/4 of an ATR. So we're looking at, you know, 8.5, 9 points at least. So we'll keep an eye on again, take it bar by bar, each individual bar, and we'll manage if necessary. "90 seconds left here on this 2-minute bar. Come on, Bulls, don't let this turn right back into a range immediately. At least give us a little follow through. Again, at best here, we're maybe 6 points in the money. Not enough for the structure of this trade to make sense. Can't just pull that. All right, Bulls, make it happen. 35 seconds out. All right, 15 seconds. Let's see how this bar closes up here. Ready to cut it if we get a last second adjustment. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to suck this up. Boom, right there. And I'll pull this guy in. Now risk is offloaded to the computer here. Very, very tight. Small risk at this point, but if we take out that wick low, I don't want to participate anymore. See if the bears, and they will. All right, we'll cut that and move on. All right, next bar here, minute 25 out. Coming right back into the range. So we will keep that in mind here as we move ahead. That is trade 1 of the day. Are you over bet sweating yet? 5.5 trades. All right. 27 seconds out here. All right, we'll have to get the copy trader engaged again. Let's see. See if the Bulls can suck this down a little extra here. I'm sorry, the Bears. Good. I'm looking for a limit order entry here if we can get one. Just bet right on this channel. And I will place a limit buy, 1 tick below that bar. We'll give that about 15, 20 seconds, see if we get a fill. If not, then I gotta pull it. Again, I want quick resolution. A few more seconds here. Let's see if we can get a fill. No fill, gotta pull it. Next bar. Minute 36. All right, here comes the rollover. This 2-minute bar, 6 seconds. Pretty wicky bar. Going to close probably as a small little bull bar here. Yep. Minute 55 out. All right, 27 seconds out. Copy trader ready to rock. Previous bar's wick high right around 606. So let's see if the Bulls can give us a close above 606. Ideally by a minimum of a few ticks. Rollover coming here in 7 seconds. Inside close, no trade, next bar, 2 minutes. Well, ATR sucking down to 11 here. Again, that ATR, again, bottom of your screen in red, 11.1. That's the ATR. You reference it on pretty much every scalp around here. We really do not want that to dip beneath 10. If that dips beneath 10, we have some issues as far as trying to structure things that make sense. New 2-minute bar here in about 5 seconds. Doji close, next bar, 2 minutes. All right, market, come on now. 20 seconds here till we get a new 2-minute bar. Let's get some volatility going. ATR now beneath 11. 10.7 on ATR. $57 seconds out here till the close of this bar. All right, 25 seconds out here. Copy trader engaged. Let's see if the bulls can give us a reasonable close above the wick high where my cursor is. 7 seconds. Don't want to see that much of a wick back. Clean it up a little bit, bulls. And I will get long using a limit order. We'll risk that little curl, that guy there. Suck that up a tad. See if we can get a little bull follow through, pushing into the high. ATR below 10, 9.8 now. Which again, you don't love to see that as the ATR, but we got to work with what we got. Sitting long, see if we can get a decent push. Come on, Bulls, take us up through the high, baby. Give us at least a little better than 3/4 of an ATR. Is what I'd like to see here on this scalp. But we've been maintaining this soft bull channel look. It has gotten even softer, right? Since earlier in the day, it's gotten even softer. But still, I like this trade. I want to see if we can get a little push through those highs, give us maybe 80% of an ATR, if not a little bit better. Maybe a full ATR, getting close to. But it's okay if the trade takes a little bit of time, but I'm still going to manage early if necessary. 17 seconds left on this 2-minute bar. Here comes the rollover. Inside close, no management decision on that bar. We'll stepping back in, trying to make a push. All right, Bear's trying to reclaim that range, man. Let's see if we get burned on the lack of a backbone here for a second time. That wick low again, 1 point above my stop, 596. Again, fingers always hovering over the macros in case we need to manage. $20 seconds left on this 2-minute bar. ATR 10.7. Big old doji close, no manage on that bar either. Again, when do I manage early? If there is a decision that would put me opposite of what I am if I were flat. So I'm sitting long. If there's a bar that would put me short if I were flat, that's called a sell decision, and a sell decision when I'm long puts me flat rather than short, right? You can see here, this is the bears trying to hold into that range. This is the trade right here, taking its time, which we kind of talked about. Let's see if the bulls can maintain that soft bull channel. We're getting a new 2-minute bar here in 13 seconds. See the bulls hesitating a little bit here. Right around this kind of flat high. Of course, it's going to be more like a 5-10 point range than an exact level, but we know it's there. ATR 9 3/4 here. Still sitting below 10 on the ATR again. You don't love to see it. We gotta do what we gotta do. $27 seconds left here on this 2-minute. Still, again, no decision on that bar. Inside close. And now that we have this wick low, a lot of risk gets offloaded to the computer. See, these bulls really having a tough time. Right there. That's all right. We've got 50 seconds left here on this 2-minute. HR about 9.5. All right, next 2-minute bar here, minute 56. Again, at this point, unless we get a really kind of thread the needle close out of the bears, yeah, I mean, we're looking at a 2-point window. Relatively unlikely. Unless that does occur, we're pretty much looking at, again, risk offloaded to the computer here, which makes my job that much easier. HR 9.4. If the bulls can actually maintain that soft bull channel. right, are these bears going to do it to us? Probability certainly in their favor at this point. And they will. Cut it, move on. All right, next bar here. This one's about to roll over, so we'll keep an eye on the next one. 2 minutes out, minute 56. All right, how are we doing on our over-under poll here? We're at 2 trades so far on the day. The over-under line is set at kind of low for me, 5.5. All right. We are 15 seconds out here. Gonna have to get that stop limit buy ready. Let's see how the bulls close this up. 2 seconds. Ooh, interesting. Suck that down a tad. Place that, give that 15 seconds in total. 10 more seconds here. If that doesn't push through, give us a fill. I do not want to participate. Pull it, no trade, next bar. Minute 40 out. All right, now what we got to keep an eye on here is, again, here, I'll draw the line even though you guys can't necessarily see it. See that? We're looking at that as the soft bull channel, and of course that has, don't overthink it. Now we got to watch this. This is really common. You also got to keep an eye kind of on that, though I prefer to just think of it as probably a sideways trading range. Now, which way does this break? After a soft push like this into a sideways, in my experience, we're pretty much looking at which way does it break 50-50, essentially. However, in the interim, we can trade essentially the channel. What is the channel? Now, we're looking at pretty much, what, a 20-point wide channel-ish, which I gotta tell you, it's kind of tight. It's kind of tight. I really would prefer if it was 30 points or more. It just gives us more room. The top third, the lower third are larger. Creates a lot more room for entries. But again, with ATR beneath 10, we're at 9.96 on the ATR right now. We just got to do what we can. Well, nothing on that bar there. Minute 55 out. Kind of a doji close out of that last bar. All right, guys, back in a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back. And we are still, ooh, there we go. You know ATR is bad when you get excited over a 3-point move. 2-point move, shit. ATR is sitting at low 9s now, 9.1. Again, we don't like it when it's beneath 10. Honestly, above 20 is better. But we gotta work with what we got. Minute 52 left on this 2-minute bar. Let's see if we get something we can do. Nico, you ever just move up in time frame if you're looking for a higher ATR? Less trades, though, I know. I mean, yeah, but I don't move up just because the higher ATR, because we know that that's already baked in, because you get a higher ATR the higher time frame you go, obviously. The time that I'll just move from the 2-minute to the 5, for example, is if the 2-minute is super wiki and the 5-minute is clean. Right now, they're both wiki. So I prefer to just stay on the 2. But if, if the 2-minute stayed really wiki, like even worse than it is right now, and the 5-minute was super clean, then we would be trading off the 5 right now. But right now, the 2 is, it's not really much worse than the 5 in terms of wikiness. So, all right, let's see here. Looking at maybe a little soft bear channel now. So let's look at this bear bar. Let's see if we can get a nice low close here out of the bears. 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart at 87. Let's give this a few seconds here. See if we can get a little lower push. Bit of a tease out of the bears. Punch it. Didn't get the best fill. That's all right. We'll leave that there. Sitting long. I'll risk that curl back there. You guys can see right there. And we'll manage bar by bar. See if we can get a push back up into this little soft bear range. Or see if this baby just falls off a cliff. Again, ATR 20 EMA. I'm sorry, 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart is sitting at about 87. That's not the reason for taking the trade. I'm taking the trade based on this. Here, I'll draw it for you. Based on that, turning more into this, and we've been seeing very little follow through all morning here so far. So let's see if the bulls can give us a half decent push. ATR under 9, 8.9 on the ATR. Not great. All right, now, bulls, come on now. Take it right back up into that little soft bear channel. Decent little close out of the bulls. Now, when ATR is this low, like 8.5, I gotta tell you, I'm pretty much looking for a full ATR out of these scalps, which is kind of rare that we need to get that much. but it's damn low. So looking for a half an ATR, you're talking, you're talking four and a quarter points, which is pretty much right here. That's not quite enough here. All right, Bulls, get it done here. Get it done. Decent push. We'll take 9 3/4. We got better than a full ATR. Man, in this market, we'll take it and move on. Next trade. That is our third trade of the day. Are you unders sweating yet? Those of you guys in the poll in the chat voting under 5.5. I don't know, man. Size is always on screen. Big old data box. Of course, I'm flat right now. That's right, Joe. What's your max trade amount you take for the day? I don't have a max, so I'm a scalper, so my max is as many as possible without giving away the edge, which is as many setups as the 2 minute, the 5 minute, the 1 minute, whatever will give us. We're currently on the 2 minute. The game of scalping, the game of all trading, but especially in scalping, this is a game of maintaining your statistical edge and then beefing up the sample size as much as possible without giving away that edge. So you have to have as many trades as humanly possible without giving away the statistical edge. Whatever that number means on any given day is the number I'm shooting for, which of course we don't know what it's going to be coming in. You just have to stay committed to the screen, trade your window, take it when it's there, accept the outcome, move on. All right, 49 seconds out here from the close of this 2 minute bar. All right, 12 seconds left here on this 2 minute bar. Let's see how this bar closes up. This is a relatively large bare body, so I'm probably going to want one more bar. Yep, we're going to get an inside close inside of those wicks where my cursor is, so I'm going to need one more bar here, and then maybe we get an entry on this next bar. 20 EMA on the 5 minute chart is at 588, so right about there. All right, 40 seconds left here on this 2 minute. The Bulls are really trying to defend that 20 EMA on the 5 minute chart. Again, remember, it's at 588, so it's about right there on the 5 minute is the 20 EMA. You're looking at a 2 minute chart right now, which I like to keep bare for the most part, except for range and ATR down at the bottom. Decent close out of the bulls, but still an inside close. See, not clearing either of these wicks. Gotta take that into consideration here. Also, gotta pay attention. Does this kind of thing become a thing? Anyone switching their vote yet on the poll? I don't even know. I don't know. We're just going to watch the trades as they come and take whatever it gives us. This is about as not rigged as you can get. 3 seconds out here. Here comes the rollover on this 2-minute bar. Doji. All right, 57 seconds out. If the bears can close this as a reasonable bear body, I would like to try to get short using a stop limit sell. Now, I got to be careful. I got to be careful using stop limit entries when the market's so tight like this. Because, yeah, you're trying to get the market to go in your direction before you get a fill, but at the same time, you are giving up maybe a point or two by using that entry instead of a limit order. In a lot of cases, it's going to be worth it, especially in higher volatility environments. But I got to be careful. There's still a use case here, but we'll use it, I don't want to say sparingly. We'll use it when it makes sense, we'll say. Here we go, getting a bull attempt. All right, there's the rollover. Need a little bit more information here. Let's clean that up as we go. Minute 45 out. High a day here, right around 616, 617. ATR sitting around 9. All right, 20 seconds out here. Let's see how this bar closes up. Bull's trying to take this into a test of this little flat top high. Now, am I willing to challenge it? Well, if we get nice consecutive bull bodies, then yeah, I gotta be willing to challenge it, at least for me. Let's see how this closes up. I'll get a stop limit buy ready. It's gotta be a little cleaner. Yeah, the wick's a little too big. I'm gonna cancel that order. We'll take next bar here, or we'll watch next bar here, minute 55 out. See this shrinking bull body. Wick is not, small in comparison. This discretionary call, I'm not gonna place that. Next bar, minute 40. My ATR is set to a period of 10 on the 2-minute chart. Guys, take profit trader. Remember, 40% off, no activation fee, which is a monster deal when you use code BIG over at Take Profit Trader. I think it's the best prop, at least right now, if you're trying to bootstrap going full time. Now, when you get to that point or you feel like you're getting close, when it's time to make the numbers get bigger, Apex is by far the best. Scale to 20 accounts. You can kind of churn accounts. It's a little, I think, more efficient to churn through accounts if you're a more aggressive trader especially. And when you're trying to make the numbers big, it makes sense to do that over at Apex. But with Take Profit Trader, you can get money coming in. They do daily payouts. And when you're trying to bootstrap going full time, life is expensive. It's expensive as hell. And you need money coming in the bank like now, like right now. You can't wait 2 weeks. So, again, if you're trying to bootstrap full time, Take Profit Trader is the way to go, I think. But code BIG gives you the best deal always at both of those spots. All right, 90 seconds out here. Okay, Bears. We're seeing volatility maybe expand a little bit. ATR is still below 9. Well, now it's 9. Let's see here. I don't want the Bears to grow that bar too much bigger. But if they closed it like right at 6:01, stop limit sell would be going out. So let's keep an eye on this. Minute 12 out. See what we get as far as a close. Do we get trade number 4 of the day? I don't know, man. Maybe you unders are starting to sweat. All right, 25 seconds out. Copy trader engaged. Can this bear body close beneath this wick low, but within reason, ideally like above this wick low here? If we get close near the low of that bear body, then we're gonna have to place that stop limit sell, see if we can get short. Come on, Bears, clean it up. Lower, lower, lower. No trade. Cancel that. Next bar, 2 minutes. Bears not keeping it clean enough for me here, so we'll go next bar and see what we get. The only thing I'm sweating is this low ATR. Yeah, man, 8.9. Oh, I really I don't want to complain. I don't want to complain. We've seen about 4.5 on the ATR, but above 10. I mean, listen, if we're gonna be really picky as scalp traders, for us, man, above 20 is best. Above 20 is real nice. 10, you know, you start getting below 10, things get tough. We should still trade it. I think it's important to still stay locked in and get the reps in and see what you can do. See if you can, you know, structure something that makes sense. Don't just take a trade for the sake of taking a trade. But when it's below 10, it gets a little tougher. But, you know, it's not going to be perfect every day. Got to do what we can. Yeah, Joe, 4th of July, that ATR was about 3. I think we saw what, like under 3, like 2.7. Made a little bit of money, had a lot of fun. But yeah, 4th of July was brutal as far as ATR. All right, let's see what we get here out of these bears. Copy trader engage. We are 10 seconds out. 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart is at 592. That's all right. Let's see if we can get a half decent close here out of these bears. Place that, see if we can get a fill. And we will. We'll get a fill. Suck that risk up to that signal bar. Doesn't necessarily have to go that far for us to manage the risk. But let's see if these bears can take it through a little bit. Keep this range as wide as it is. Come on, bears. Take it down through. Take it down through. Test that little flat bottom we're seeing. ATR about 8.7. $60 seconds left here on this 2-minute bar. There you go, bears. Take it through. Ideally looking to get close to a full ATR here out of this trade. Gotta tell you, kind of a big ask to make out of the market, but for this structure here to make sense, gotta get close. Can't be taking, you know, a third of an ATR. Can't be taking 3 points. $15 seconds left here on this 2-minute. Rollover incoming here. Small bull body. Keep an eye on this next bar. All right, bears, come on now. Do it to them. Take it down through. And we're looking at a range here. But we got a pretty good bear sequence. 2 consecutive bear bodies growing. The biggest consecutive bear bodies we've seen in, well, over an hour. Just need a little bear follow through here. ATR 8.4. There you go, bears. Come on now. ATR 8.7. Keeping an eye on this little flat down here. As we push into there, we start to get closer and closer to a full ATR. Inside close out of the bears. Not the worst close we could have gotten. All right, bears, do it to him. Take it through. Yeah, I mean, we're going to see a little bit of weakness out of either side. It's not going to happen instantaneously. Can't really expect it to in this market. Minute 35 left on this new 2-minute bar. Ooh, I don't like to see that. Come on now, bears. Bull's trying to take it right back up into the range. We'll see if we do get the opportunity to manage early. A clean bull close. That would put me long, would put me flat here since we're sitting short. $50 seconds left here on this bar. Well, let's get ready here. Get ready to manage. If this bar closes up nice and clean, that would put me long, which means that's a buy decision, which means we're getting flat. If this bar closes clean, cut it, move on. All right, bulls. All right, I see what you're doing here. Next trade here, there's trade number 4 of the day. This market is just brutally range-bound. We're not really getting much follow-through at all. I think it's time we take that hint, huh? So let's take that hint. And see how these next couple bars develop. 90 seconds out. Minute 40. All right, 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart. Pretty much right here. We're pretty much testing that. The bulls are trying to hold it. This is where it gets a little bit squirrely here because we have this little flat bottom right at that 20 on the 5. And you can see the market is it's in a sideways trading range, but it's kind of trying to curl over. But it's time for me to take the range-bound hint within reason. That can change. 44 seconds out here. If we do close beneath 92, this would be the first bear body close beneath the 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart since 2 or 3 bars after, well, I guess 3 bars after the open. Which in and of itself is not a trade for me, but it's enough for me to hold off on buying that close until we get at least one more bar here. So we're 10 seconds out from the rollover. Let's see if we do get the first bear close beneath the 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart. You're looking at a 2-minute chart, but this would be the first bear close, or I guess close in general, beneath the 20 EMA on the 5 since 3 bars after the open here this morning. Let's see if we get that. About 2 minutes, 35 seconds out here on that 5-minute bar. Yeah, you can see those bulls immediately upon that strong bear close here on the 2 minutes saying, yeah, it's a range, man. And if you guys haven't yet, please hit like on the stream. Helps out tremendously, and I appreciate you doing so. Glad to have you. All right. 23 seconds out here. A much bigger bull body that the bears are now wicking back would have me interested in getting short. But with this very small bull body after that big wick, I need a little more information to make a decision here. So here comes the rollover. All right, next 2-minute bar. In 55 seconds, we will get the rollover of this 5-minute bar, and then we will learn. Again, if that 5-minute bar closes in 47 seconds beneath 593, okay, then that would be the first close beneath the 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart since shortly after the open this morning. So I want to keep an eye on that. I mean, that's, you know, it's significant. It's not everything, but, you know, self-fulfilling prophecy. Looks like we may get it here, 24 seconds out. Yeah, you see that? Look at that. Look at that. We're going to get it. Here comes the rollover of the 5. Okay, we have 1 minute left on this 2-minute bar that you're looking at. We did, by the way. We got the first 5-minute bar closing beneath the 20 EMA since 8:45 this morning, Central Time. So, good. Let's see if we can drag ATR back up. We're back above 10. 10.1 currently on the ATR here on the 2-minute chart. Hopefully volatility stays increasing here. Here comes the close of this 2-minute bar. All right, next bar. Let's get a little more information here. One second, back in 30 seconds. All right, we're back. 43 seconds out here. See if the bulls give us a nice clean close near the high. If they do, I'm gonna have to short it. All right, 22 seconds out. Copy trader engaged. Let's see if the bulls can give us a nice clean close near the high of this 2-minute bar. Let them get nice and cocky, and if they do, I'm gonna have to punch it short using a limit order. 8 seconds. Come on, bulls, hold it higher. Hold it a bit higher. Put out a limit sell right there. 1 tick above that bar. Give that about 20, 25 seconds. See if we can get a fill. 10 more seconds here. No fill, pull it, next bar. Minute 30. All right, 52 seconds out here. Not much happening yet on this 2-minute. Getting a few comments here from Trump. All right, not a lot of volatility hitting. All right, 10 seconds. Get the copy trader engaged just in case we get a nice clean close above the previous bar's wick high. See if we get anything here. Here comes the rollover. Inside close, nothing. Next bar, 2 minutes. All right, Bears. I like to see that. 30 seconds out. Copy trader, ready to rock. Let's see, can we get a nice clean close, bear close, near the low of this bar? If we can, I'll have to see if we can get short using a stop limit sell. Currently sitting as a doji. Let's see if we get a last second adjustment here out of this bar. You know, I am also interested if we do get a close outside, really in either direction. Sitting as a doji, 3 seconds. There's the rollover. Doji close. No trade, next bar, minute 55. All right, Bulls, come on now. Somebody, give us an outside close somewhere. Okay. Okay. 20 seconds out. I'll get the copy trader engaged. I'm looking at this channel as it softens up. Let's see if the Bulls can get nice and cocky if they can and give us a close above that wick high. That's the previous bar. And I'll look to punch a short using a limit. Come on, Bulls. No backbone. No trade. Next bar, minute 56. $60 seconds out. Good work, Bears. We'll hold it right about there. Don't want it to grow too much more. All right, 20 seconds out here. Copy trader ready to rock. If we can, get a nice bear close near the low. Stay there. Don't grow too much more. Keep it there, Bears. Give us something to work with here. I'll get a stop limit sell ready. See if we can place that guy. I will. I'll place it. Give that about 20 seconds. See if we can get a fill. I want quick resolution. See if we can get a fill relatively quickly here. 10 more seconds. We don't get a fill, then I'll have to pull it and we'll move on. No fill, pull it, move on. Next bar here, minute 37. All right, bears, waking this little bull bar back here. We do have 10 more seconds. See if we can get some kind of last second of adjustment. It would need to be relatively major. Big ol' wiki inside close, next bar. All right, guys, back in a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back here. We are 22 seconds out from the close here of this 2-minute bar. Copy trader engaged. Let's see how this closes up. I'm gonna have to get a stop limit sell ready. We're using these sparingly here today with the low volatility environment, and if we can place it, we will. Let's see if we can here. I need a nice low close out of the bears. Wick too big, gonna pull that. No trade, next bar, 2 minutes. All right, we've got a nice little low here. But I gotta tell you, man, all I can see here is this little range. This soft, now bear channel. It's a soft bear channel. You see a lot of bull bars mixed in. The thing is, when the market curls, if it decides to curl today, it tends to curl hard. So you're gonna lose once, right? If you happen to catch the curl rather than the range. Whereas if you bet on the curl rather than betting on the range, you can lose a whole bunch of times. So this is turning back into a bull bar now. So let's see if what I just said even remains relevant here. Copy trader ready to go, 20 seconds out. Let's see how this bar closes up. Right now, I'm looking for any reason to get short. A bull body above the previous bar's wick high would be any reason to get short. Let's see if we get a nice clean close here out of the bulls. There you go, bulls. Boom, limit order entry, and we will get it. And I'm gonna set my risk management right there, which is only 10 points, which is damn tight. But ATR is 9. Okay, so risk here offloaded to the computer. Let's see if the bears can suck this back in. Take this down back into the soft bear channel. We are currently retesting the 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart. And if we reclaim that little wick, you can see my stop is right above. Take my ball, go home. I no longer want to participate. Again, risk here, completely offloaded to the computer. Just because it's so tight, 10 points. ATR 9.4. $60 seconds left here on this 2-minute bar. There you go, bears. Take it down. Looking to get close to a full ATR here, ideally. ATR 9.7. All right, Bears, show us a little backbone here. Yeah, decent close out of the Bears. Inside close. Not the best close we could have seen, but not a bad candle. Wicking it back. All right, now Bears again. Hey, looking for it. You know, we don't need a full ATR. I'd like to get damn close to a full ATR. ATR is about 9.5 points. Which would put us pretty much testing this low. Let's see if the Bears can kind of get that done here. Come on now, Bears. This is a slow-moving market, you know? When volatility gets killed off because both sides are pretty close to even strength, these trades, the average trade duration does what? Creeps up. Starts to creep up, so as the trades take longer, it's okay. But we'll still manage bar by bar on this trade, however, again, risk offloaded to the computer just because it's the spot that made sense to put it is 10 points. Pretty damn tight. HR 8.8. Finger on the trigger, ready to punch. Come on, Bears. There you go, Bears. Keep it pushing. Boom, 9.25 points, limit buy, out. And we're there, we got a fill. We got a full ATR. All right, good scalp, let's move on. Next trade here. Well, that is trade number 5 of the day. So the over-under 5.5 trades all comes down to, do we get a trade number 6? All right, 90 seconds out. "45 seconds. Bears try to step in here. Still 2 minutes and 40 seconds left on the 5-minute bar, so of course not a dual roll over here. 35 seconds left on this 2-minute bar. All right, 15 seconds here. That big old doji. I don't think we're going to get anything on this bar. All right, nothing there. Next bar, minute 58. Well, still sitting as a doji here on this bar. 33 seconds out. ATR sitting at 9. All right, new bar, minute 56. Good. I'll take whatever volatility we can get today, man. Any push, I'm thrilled to see. Good, good, good. 65 seconds. That's going to drag ATR up a little bit, back up to 9.5. Good, good. Let's see if we can keep this as a surprise bear body. Bulls, don't wake it back up. We need some kind of outlier candle here to light a fire. And if anyone's going to do it, man, it's going to be the bears. When volatility's low, you know what the best thing that can happen is? Market crashes. At least for us traders. And I get it, that's selfish, right? You don't want the market to crash, man. Well, sometimes we need some volatility to get our job done. All right, we need a new bar here. Big old wick back on that last one. Let's get a little more information. See if we can book up trade number 6 on the day. All right, 60 seconds out here. See if we can get a nice bull body. Come on, bulls, give us some. I want to bet against you. All right, 28 seconds out. Copy trader ready to roll here. If we can get a nice clean bull bar closing above the previous bar's high, which happens to also be the previous bar's open. Let those bulls get nice and cocky. Let them feel real good about themselves. And then if we get that, we'll slap it short using a limit order. Come on, bulls, hold it up. Let's show some backbone for once today. All right, need a little better push. Give this about 15 seconds. All right, and we are in. Suck this risk up. I'm going to suck it up to that bear bar wick high. Keep that risk relatively tight. And see if the bears can take this back down into this soft bear channel. Why is it a soft bear channel? Well, we're getting a lot of bull bars mixed in. But, you know, we can't expect instantaneous resolution, but the quicker it happens, the better. I mean, we are scalping. ATR at 9.3. Come on, bears, take it down, take it down. All right, 38 seconds left here on this 2-minute bar. Fingers always hovering over the macros. Ready to do whatever we need to. Risk is pretty damn tight. Here comes the rollover. Yeah. Shrinking bull body, small wick up top. Wouldn't be able to get long on that bar. Stayed a little small. There's no decision to be made there, so we'll take the next bar here, bar by bar, minute 45. All right, Bears, get it done for us. Come on now. ATR 9.3. $43 seconds left here on this 2-minute bar. Taking its sweet time. Which, you know, I mean, not totally unexpected here in the market volatility that we're seeing. Comes the rollover. All right. Small little bear body on that rollover. Not great out of the bears. All right, bears. That's about enough of a test of this soft bear channel out of the bulls. Fade this thing back into the range. HR sitting at about 9. Those bulls are trying with these little wick highs. They're taking a run at it. $35 seconds left here on this 2-minute bar. All right, bears. Come on now. See that close out of the bulls? Kind of right, just barely inside of that previous bar's wick high. We're seeing a lot of insecurity in the market right now. I mean, both sides, really. All right, risk offloaded to the computer. Just 1 point above this bear bar wick high. You know, I mean, technically, you know, you could risk this curl, this curl, this curl, but I mean, again, we talked about this on Friday when volatility was starting to die. When volatility is low, and it's low, man, you know, ATR is 8.6. You can play that game all day because it's a lot of back and forth. You can find a whole lot of wicks. You can find a whole lot of little curls. There's really not one clear one. You can play that game all day long, and all of a sudden you're risking, you know, 75 points on an 8 ATR where you're looking to capture maybe 3/4 to a whole ATR. All of a sudden that structure doesn't really make too much sense anymore, does it? So I just like to pick something pretty clear, place it there, either manage bar by bar or totally offload to the computer if it's tight enough. Let's see if the bulls do it to us here. 25 seconds. All right, here comes the rollover. Yeah, decent rollover out of the bulls. Getting close to that stop. Again, offloaded here. Bulls pushing, and that will. All right, we're flat. Minute 35 out. Whole lot of back and forth today. All right. Next bar here, minute 20 out. Now, keep in mind, that 20 EMA on the 5-minute chart is pretty much right at 585. So we'll get flat there and just kind of reassess here. 65 seconds out. Let's see how this closes up. If the bulls can hold this into a bull body, that's going to be 3 consecutive bull bodies, but in a pretty brutal range market, right? In which case, I would still just bet against it. But it'd have to be a clean close out of the bulls. Which, you know, in this market, you never know. 45 seconds. By the way, that was trade number 6. So, you unders, man, I think you're out the window. Under 5.5. You blew it. All right, 12 seconds out here. Yeah, small bull body. Essentially a doji. All right, there's the rollover. Nothing. Absolutely nothing to do on that bar. Next bar here, minute 55. All right, we are 30 seconds out. I will have to get the copy trader ready to go here in case that happens. So let's see here. If the bears can close us beneath this previous bar's wick low, then we are placing a stop limit sell. See if we can get short within, 20, 30 seconds or so. Has to be a clean close, though. Otherwise, we have no reason to participate. All right, stop limit sell ready. See that inside close, wick back up inside the previous bar's wick low, no trade. Cancel the stop limit sell, next bar. Minute 53 out. All right, nice bull body here. Minute 20. All right, 28 seconds out here. Yeah, let's see how this closes up. If we can get a half-decent bull close here. I'm not even all that picky aside from above this previous bar's wick high and within reason. And we're going to have to throw out a limit order, see if we can get a fill. Bear is wicking this back. Here comes the rollover. Absolutely no trade. Big old wick back. Next bar here, minute 56 out. Nothing. This is a very insecure market here today. Both sides are kind of just cowering in the corner. ATR is low, 7.9. Little paper cuts here today. Okay, 45 seconds. If the Bears can close this up reasonably, we're still very much inside. I mean, you could draw this a variety of ways. I mean, listen, I'd probably draw it like that. Just don't overthink the thing. And like that. I think that's what most people are probably looking at. So, 26 seconds out. Copy trader ready to roll. If we can get a nice clean bear close, like pretty much right there, somewhere within that region, then we will see if we can get a fill. Quick resolution, follow through using a stop limit sell would put us short if we do not get a fill within a reasonable amount of time. Ooh, I don't like that wick back upside. Come on, Bears. Ooh. Good thing I didn't place it. You see that? Wick back. Kind of an algo bump. No trade. Next bar, minute 53. All right, Bears, calm down. Keep this bar within reason. You're already pushing the limit here. 570 is within reason. Any further, we're kind of pushing the limit. All right, 12 seconds left here on this 2-minute bar. All right, minute 8 out. All right, 15 seconds out. Copy trader ready to rock. If the bears close it beneath the previous bar's wick low, all of a sudden we have something we need to do, and that is trying to get short with a stop limit sell. Looks like it's going to be an inside bar here. Pull that, no trade. All right, guys, hey, that's going to do it for today's live show. Listen, take profit trader, 40% off, no activation fee. Apex is 80% off. Single day pass. Both absolutely ridiculous, stupid deals. They make the numbers look tremendous, and it's code BIG, baby. That's BIG, B-I-G, at both Apex and Take Profit Trader. All right, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. I will see you tomorrow morning, and hopefully ATR is a little higher than 8.2. All right, guys. Have a good afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow morning.